Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are focusing on something absolutely crucial for all of us right now, and that's how AI actually drives real business outcomes. If you're watching your organization get kind of stuck in this endless loop of disjointed AI pilots, and you're struggling to figure out how to achieve genuine, sustainable business transformation, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to unpack exactly how you move from just playing around with cool new tools to fundamentally changing the way your business operates and succeeds. Okay, let's just dive right into this.
To kick us off, Katy George, who is the VP of Workforce Transformation over at Microsoft, makes this incredibly profound point. She says, this is not a once-and-done transformation, this is going to be forever, that we are both doing our jobs and changing our jobs. I mean, that is huge, right? AI isn't just some temporary software update you install on a Tuesday and then go back to business as usual on Wednesday. It is a permanent paradigm shift. It takes a completely new mindset where adapting literally just becomes part of our daily work.
So here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll look at the AI adoption gap. Second, why this is not a product launch. Third, a concept called the capability ad. Fourth, measuring real business outcomes. And finally, number 5, building the frontier firm.
All right, Section 1, the AI adoption gap, and specifically, identity in transition.
Now, you might be wondering, with AI maturing as incredibly fast as it is, why are organizations still struggling so much to get their teams to actually adopt it and use it day to day? Well, a massive part of this adoption gap really comes down to a crisis of professional identity. Think about software engineers for a second. For years and years, their entire professional identity has been built around being a master craftsman in coding. Writing that perfect line of code, that's their personal equity. And now AI comes along and we're essentially telling them, hey, you don't just have to code anymore, you're an end-to-end product builder. And sure, being a builder sounds super exciting, but it is a massive mindset shift. People are genuinely worried about losing the very thing they are best at. So the takeaway here is that if you want to close this adoption gap, leaders absolutely have to empathetically guide their teams through this massive identity transfer.
Moving right along to Section 2, not a product launch. We're talking whole system transformation here. So what is the single biggest mistake leadership makes when they're rolling out AI? It's treating it like a standard software update. It's wild, but when Microsoft first rolled out Copilot to its own internal Salesforce, they treated it exactly like a typical product launch. It was totally tech-led, it focused on individual tools, and they just measured it by simple usage metrics. And you know what happened? People tried it out for a bit, and then they just stopped using it. It flat out failed. But they quickly realized that AI integration requires a true business transformation approach. It has to be business-led, it needs to focus on changing the whole system of work, and it must be tied to crystal clear business outcome goals. You can't just throw new software at your team and hope for the best. You have to fundamentally redesign the work right alongside the people who are actually doing it.
So the big question is, how do you actually execute that kind of whole system change? Well, Microsoft developed this really fascinating strategy called the Camp Air Blueprint. Instead of just sending individuals off to some generic training whenever they have an hour of free time, entire intact teams attend an immersive boot camp together. And this is the cool part. They're told to check their specific disciplines at the door. Whether you're a designer, an engineer, whatever, it doesn't matter. Everyone works together to get totally immersed in all the tools that affect the team's entire workflow. And they are guided by peer-to-peer coaching from actual daily practitioners, not outside facilitators. This completely transforms their attitude because suddenly they can actually see how the total cycle of work fits together. It's a real game changer.
But here's the thing, Camp Air is just one piece of the puzzle. The real magic happens when you combine top-down goals with bottom-up innovation. Leadership has to cascade incredibly clear business goals down the chain. They need to define exactly what success looks like and make sure the resources are there. But at the exact same time, they have to carve out the time and space for grassroots, cross-generational experimentation. Think about it. When you pair the fresh AI-native creativity of an early career employee with a veteran's deep, intuitive understanding of exactly where business value is created, you unleash the absolute full potential of your organization. That is the secret sauce for empowering your teams to drive real, tangible value.
All right, let's get into Section 3, the capability ad. Moving way beyond just basic automation. It is definitely time we shatter the biggest myth out there about AI and return on investment. Standard economic models almost always do the same thing. They take a job description, they break it down into little pieces, and they figure out that, hey, AI can automate about 30% of these tasks. So the old traditional logic says, great, you automate the 30%, you drop those labor savings straight down to your bottom line, and then you just reorganize your team around the 70% of tasks that are left, right? Well, according to the research from Microsoft's own transformations, that is absolutely not how it's actually playing out in the real world.
See, the real economic value of AI isn't just about cutting costs by automating things away. It is all about what we call the capability add. A capability add is when AI injects entirely new value and entirely new capabilities into a process, rather than just doing the exact same old process a little bit faster. We really have to completely shift our mental model, away from simple cost cutting, and move toward unprecedented capability generation. This is really about driving growth, sparking innovation, and drastically improving the experience for your customers.
To really ground this concept for you, there is this truly fantastic example from Microsoft's internal audit team. And yes, of course, they used AI to find some productivity savings. Everyone does. But the real win? Because of AI, every single internal audit they do now actually delivers proactive risk identification. That was not a task human beings used to do that simply got handed off to a computer. No way. It is an entirely new, incredibly valuable capability injected straight into their everyday workflow, and it is actively reducing risk for the entire company.
Which naturally brings us to Section 4, measuring real business outcomes. How do we actually track all this real business value?
Think about it. If AI is introducing entirely new capabilities into the mix, how on earth do leaders track if it's actually successful? Because of these totally new variables, a simple ROI calculation based on hours of labor saved just doesn't cut it anymore. Instead, you have to map the journey out in 3 distinct steps. You always start with step 1, adoption. As in, are people actually logging in and using the tool? Then you have to move to step 2, behavior change. Is the tool actually changing how they work day to day? And finally, you deeply connect that behavior change to step 3, the actual business outcomes. Let's look at how this builds in a real-world scenario. Going back to Microsoft Salesforce, through role-based weekly huddles, they really drove step 1, adoption, getting the sales reps to actively use their AI tools. And that naturally flowed right into step 2, behavior change. Because AI was suddenly handling all the tedious administrative tasks, the reps started spending significantly more of their time actually demoing products and talking directly with customers. And guess what? That directly correlated to step 3, the business outcome. They saw increased win rates and much higher revenue per rep. That right there is exactly how you map and measure true AI business transformation.
Okay, final stretch. Section 5, building the frontier firm, treating your organization like a living organism.
So what does a fully realized AI-integrated organization actually look like when you put all this together? Well, through a major collaboration with Harvard Business School, this concept of the frontier firm has emerged. A frontier firm is fully AI-powered, but, and this is key, it is strictly human-led. Because modern AI has reinforcement learning built right into it, the organization starts to feel much more like a living, breathing organism that is constantly learning and adapting on the fly. As a result, those rigid 1990s-style matrixed org charts, they start to fade away completely. Traditional hierarchy and strict job titles just matter a whole lot less. Instead, what you see are very fluid, dynamic, cross-disciplinary teams, where individuals have these T-shaped roles, and they just come together based on the specific skills needed for whatever project is in front of them.
And to successfully run a dynamic, fluid organism like that, leadership itself has to evolve in a big way. We are literally looking at the rise of the new CEO, the Chief Experimentation Officer. Modern leaders just can no longer rely on rigid, multi-year static plans. They have to become continuous experimentation officers who actually thrive on continual adaptation. You have to get super comfortable navigating a system of work that is practically evolving daily right alongside the technology itself.
But here is probably the most reassuring, and honestly, the most critical point of this entire explainer. Human judgment, human taste, and human expertise are more important today than they have ever been. A year ago, everyone was terrified that AI would just render human expertise completely obsolete. But it turns out the exact opposite is true. To use AI effectively, to actually guide it, to know what the right questions are to ask, and to evaluate the quality of its outputs, human judgment is the essential steering wheel. We are definitely not just becoming cogs in a machine, we are the directors of incredibly powerful new tools. So, as we wrap things up today, I want to leave you with this really provocative question, which is actually inspired by Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. What is your unique competitive advantage that AI could accelerate? Seriously, don't just go out and do random, disconnected pilots. Sit down and identify the real secret sauce of your company, those sometimes boring but totally essential end-to-end processes that make you great, and figure out how AI can inject totally new capabilities right into that core. Take that question back to your team today and see what happens. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time as we continue to unpack the future of work.